Yo, dudes, the Empire's pretty chill. Maybe you could, like, join it or something.
Hey everyone, Luke Immerse Prime here. So it's time for my merchandise showcase of this week. So in terms of what I've unboxed in the past few days, so last Saturday I aimed to spend the entire day building my Lego Optimus Prime set, which I got at the start of this year. And I was anticipating, of course, 10 bags worth of time to build it, but I was in for a big shock because I got the box of the Lego second hand from Game, but I did not expect it to be that second hand because the set was already built inside the box. I had to obviously, put like the arms and the legs and the head together to form the thing because it was in parts, but all the bags are already built. So, yeah. But I will say confidently that this is my favourite Lego set of all time, mainly because it's a set of my favourite characters of all time, Optimus Prime, based on the G1 cartoon Transformers, the original and the best Transformers media in my opinion. It's right there, of course, in Lego, definitely really awesome. What's also really cool is the truck can also transform as well, which is definitely really awesome. I'm not going to attempt it on camera though, in case I make a mistake, though, of course. So yeah, but yeah, that's what it looks like, and it's a pretty tall figure, which is just awesome. Just what you need, of course, for Lego Optimus. Then in terms of what I got this week, so I got a big variety of films and games. So first of all, when it comes to the films I got, now these are all, of course, Blu-rays. One of them is a film by a director I've unfortunately lost trust for recently, and that is Sir Ridley Scott. But I will say that this is one of his old films, and a film which I think is actually good, in my opinion, from him. And it stars Russell Crowe and Denzel Washington, among other great actors. And that is the film based on a true story, inspired by it, which is American Gangster. Definitely, in my opinion, a really good film. It's a big shame that Ridley Scott hasn't made films like this anymore, really, which are actually good and worth our time, really. Bit of a shame, really. But it's a great film nonetheless, though. Then I got a fantasy medieval film, which is, of course, probably my favourite film by the director Ron Howard of all time. And, of course, its story is written by the absolute legend George Lucas. And I also pretend that this film did not get a follow-up TV show either, because I've heard nothing but terrible news about this show, and I have zero interest in watching it. But the film I, however, absolutely love, and I regard as my favourite film by Ron Howard, and my favourite role of all time from Warwick Davis, alongside a great cast of actors, including the absolute legend Val Kilmer, among many others, and that's the film Willow. Yeah, I absolutely love Willow. Amazing film, in my opinion. I definitely would recommend it if you guys want to see a great fantasy film written by the absolute legend George Lucas. For you guys watching me, Star Wars, Indiana Jones fans, I'd recommend this if you want someone else by George Lucas. Then I got a Blu-ray Steelbook for a sci-fi film, which is directed by my favourite South African director of all time, Neil Blomkamp. And this is a film in which, of course, a part of South Africa in Johannesburg is taken up by alien residents. And this film, for me, is an underrated masterpiece, and a film that I desperately want a sequel to. And that film is the absolute masterpiece, District 9, which I have is a Blu-ray Steelbook. So the front cover, of course, shows the iconic alien logo there. And on the back, there it is again with the stop sign in front of it. Yeah, just iconic, in my opinion. If you guys have not seen District 9, I'd recommend it strongly. Just an absolute phenomenal masterpiece. In my opinion, Neil Blomkamp's best work. Then on to the last one that I got. This is actually like, a collecting style film for a martial arts movie starring my favourite role of all time of my favourite Belgian actor, Jean-Claude Van Damme. And I think it's pretty clear that this film definitely inspired Ed Boon to base the character Johnny Cage off Jean-Claude Van Damme. And this film is the absolute fun masterpiece, which is Bloodsport. And according to, of course, what it says there, it appears to be in 4K. So, on inspection, it does look like, of course, a book. But when you open it up, so there's the 4K disc right there, which is definitely really cool. And there's lots of really cool pictures. And it's also literally a book about a film. And here is the Blu-ray disc for it there, which is definitely really awesome. So, if you guys haven't seen Bloodsport, please do. It's an absolute masterpiece. A really fun fighting movie. Then, after that, I also got some video games as well this week. So, one of them is a PlayStation 5 game. And this is a game I did play on Xbox One. And I was keen to play this, of course, on the next generation of consoles on PlayStation. And this is a game featuring one of my favourite sci-fi villains of all time. Ones who, of course, want to kill every single living thing to make more of their species. And this is a shooter game as well, on third person as well. So if you guys want a good shooter game for PlayStation, would recommend this game. And that game, of course, is Aliens Fireteam Elite. I played this on Xbox One, and I thought it was pretty good for a shooter video game, in my opinion. I mean, it will never be as good, in my opinion, as Alien Isolation, which to me is the best Alien game of all time. And if we're talking about, like, action-orientated games, definitely, in my opinion, nowhere near as good as Alien vs. Predator, the game, which I played on PS3. But it's still, in my opinion, a really good game, in my opinion. And after that, I then got 3 games on PlayStation 2. And one of them is a Marvel superhero game, which is actually a tie-in to the X-Men movies, and when it comes to visual trilogy. And this game is based on the second movie. And this game, of course, is none other than X-Men 2, Wolverine's Revenge. Now, I want to also make a point that despite this game, of course, having Hugh Jackman on the cover of this, the character in the game is actually based on the design from the comics, and he's not voiced by Hugh Jackman, he's instead voiced by the absolute legend, Mark Hamill. And I think playing Wolverine, he does a great job playing Wolverine in this game, in my opinion. So, I'm definitely really keen to check out this game, absolutely. So that's X-Men 2, Wolverine's Revenge. Then I got a Lego video game, and this is one that I needed to get to complete my collection of the Lego games we have so far. And this is part of the Lego Star Wars franchise, and the second one, and it's based on the iconic original trilogy. And that, of course, as I said, is Lego Star Wars 2 original trilogy. So yeah, there it is right there, and I'm so happy to get this game. This now means, of course, that my Lego collection, the Lego Star Wars in particular, and I guess Lego in general that I want to have, is complete, which I'm very happy about. Then the last PlayStation 2 game that I got is a hack and slash game, as it says on the cover of it, in which you play as three characters from a beloved franchise involving pirates. And this game, of course, which of course features the pirates and its hack and slash, is none other than Pirates of the Caribbean: The Legend of Jack Sparrow. So yeah, this is the game, and what's really awesome is this game actually says on the cover and also on the back here, featuring the voice of Johnny Depp. So this confirms that the absolute legend Johnny Depp has reprised the role of Jack Sparrow for this game, which I'm overjoyed about, because Johnny Depp is an absolute legend, and Jack Sparrow to me is his best role of all time. And to me, he's the best live-action Disney character of all time. So I'm so glad that this game got Johnny back for it, because without Johnny Depp, there's no Pirates of the Caribbean. So I'm so happy that he came back for this game. Then I got 2 games on PS3. One of them is to complete my collection of Ratchet & Clank franchise, which is Ratchet & Clank Q-Force. So I got this to further complete my collection, because there's so many Ratchet & Clank games. So yeah, I'm losing track of how many games are on that franchise. And the other game is a second installment in a franchise which is like action and horror related in an open world of New York. And this is the second installment in which you play as a character who's looking for his missing daughter. And he's also as well fighting the main villain, who's actually the main character from the first game as well. And this game is Prototype 2. Now, I know people are going to be asking me, why didn't I get the game on PS4 because it got remastered? But the thing is I've been told on PlayStation 4 that there is a few downgrades in the graphics compared to the PS3 version, and I've noticed it myself, and I'm not happy about that. Which is why I got it physically on PlayStation 3. And also because for the sake of collection too. Because I really want to own Prototype games physically, not digitally. So yeah, that's why I got it on PS3. I mean, if they released it, physically for PlayStation 4, I probably would have got it. But nonetheless, for the unfortunately do not. And then the last 2 games that I got, which I'm going to get now, are actually on the very first ever PlayStation console, and they're both part of fighting game franchise that I needed to get to complete my collection for them when it comes to what it is so far. Now, one of them is for a fighting franchise, which is probably the flagship franchise by the company NetherRealm, and this video game, which I'll sing the theme tune for before showing it, of course, is dun 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 Mortal Kombat 4. So yeah, I have Mortal Kombat 4 now on the original PlayStation, and my PS3 can play PS1 games backwards compatible with of course the HDD you can of course get free of a memory card. So yeah, it's there now, so I can now play this game on it, the 4th Mortal Kombat game. And the last one I got is actually the first installment of a fighting franchise, which is actually Japanese, and so far has had 8 main games in the franchise, so far that is, alongside maybe some other spin-offs too involving tournaments, well 2 of them I've noticed. And this is the very first game of Tekken. So yeah, I now officially have the first 8 main Tekken games, and I'm very happy about that. So there it is, Tekken 1. And now when it comes to figures that I got 2 figures. One of them is for a Marvel superhero, one of my favourite female superheroes in Marvel, and it's a member of the X-Men, and the one who, of course, can control weather, and that is Storm. Here she is. This looks like a really cool figure. Got to get a figure of Storm, absolutely. I've already got figures of, you know, like Wolverine, Magneto, and Deadpool, so I'm able to get a figure of Storm. Hopefully I can get figures of your X-Men characters. Then I also as well got a figure for a sci-fi franchise character. I've already got my favourite character from a franchise as a figure so far, and I thought I'd get my second favourite character, who of course has gone through different rankings such as like Captain, and this is actually the Admiral version, based on the second film of this franchise, which is my favourite in the franchise, and that's a figure of none other than Admiral James Tiberius Kirk, based on of course the likeness of the absolute legend William Shatner, and there it is right there. So I've already got a figure of course of Mr. Spock, and I thought I'd get a figure of Kirk to complete, because yeah, why not? I should definitely have Kirk and Spock in his collection. Absolutely. So, there it is. So, that's what I got this week. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that. And that's what I got. So, you know the drill, guys. Be sure to give this video a like. Also, be sure to look in the comments what you guys thought of what I got. What is your favourite thing that I got? Leave in the comments below. Also, be sure to join the team by pressing subscribe for this coming future. And I'll see you all later.